Saw Tommy with a few bags there. He's connecting to his audio. Everybody's cool.
Loading.
We are recording, and today we're going to start off, and I'm going to bring the house down a little bit because we've had yet more turmoil in our
One moment.
in our veins, and so as more people are coming in, we got Crystal Munoz. She was in jail. Crystal's a beauty, and so let's see if we got everybody. There
Loading.
we go. And Tommy, you got a camera We want- and audio. You might have to come back out and go back in, Tommy, because you're not connecting. And you're our superstar, so we want you really on strong and good.
One moment.
Me, so we can get Tommy. How you doing, Corvain?
Good still.
Yeah. It's really good. We're just trying to get Tommy's audio to
Loading.
work here. Let's see if I can help it on my side. I got merge with IE.
Yes.
IE. Okay, so I just renamed you so we could have your beautiful name there. And Tommy is now coming on with his
One moment.
incredible. Come on, Tommy, with your sound. We would love you to unmute and come on. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Tommy to fix his goodies,
Loading.
I'm going to share my screen with you. Everybody, just hang there a minute because it's been a rough week for all of us, and I'm going to show something here that's going to help us to get
One
through
moment.
this. Okay.
Happened with our team in the last 6 hours. We're going to start the same way tonight. Any basketball questions don't matter. Since we left shoot around, 14 children were killed 400 miles from here, and a teacher. And in the last 10 days, we've had elderly black people killed in a supermarket in Buffalo. We've had Asian churchgoers killed in Southern California, and now we have children murdered at school. When are we going to do something?
One moment.
I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm sorry. I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence and school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like. It's what we do every week. So
One moment.
I'm fed up. I've had enough. We're going to play the game tonight, but I want every person here, every person listening to this, to think about your own child or grandchild or mother or father or sister, brother. How would you feel if this happened to you today? We can't get numb to this. We can't sit here and just read about it and go, well, let's have a moment of silence. Yeah, go Dubs, you know. Come on, Mavs, let's go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go play a basketball game. And 50 senators in Washington are going to hold us hostage. Do you realize that 90% of Americans, regardless of political party, want background check, universal background check? 90% of us, we are being held hostage by 50 senators in Washington who refuse to even put it to a vote, despite what we, the American people, want. They won't vote on it because they want to hold on to their own power. It's pathetic. I've had enough.
Oh man. Okay, everybody. It's the same with pot. It's the same with weed. We've got 90% of Americans that use it and want it. And let's have a moment of silence here for the fallen the last 2 weeks. And let's just really do better. I want to do a million person march. I want to do a concert with 42,000 kids at Oakland Coliseum with Snoop. Help me. I've got my 40 tons t-shirt on. Let's bring 40 tons to the Coliseum. Let's advertise that we are the ones that, where is Michael Jackson singing, we are the ones, we are the people, and so I just really want to know that you guys are and gals are incredibly ready to mobilize with me to get to the White House. We had Amy Pova and Weldon in the White House 2 weeks ago with the new pardon lady, and they were inside. So we're inside, but we're not all the way there. And so whether or not we have Tommy's video today, we'll try to get Tommy to work out his bugs and to unmute. Otherwise, we're not going to slow down even when technology is not here. We honor you, Tommy. We honor your gift, and I hope you can hear us today, because we'll speak to you, and I'll let everybody speak to you if you can't get on, and we'll do another one. We have grandmother Jeannie today, and that's Mary Jane's grandmother. She's 84, Tommy, and so are you. So there's Tommy. Can we hear you, Tommy? Tommy? Are you on? Okay, Tommy's coming. And so as soon as Tommy, you get on, have at it there. And then I'm going to do a little bit of an update. I've got some slideshows. I've got Vicente Fox, who is an incredible soul from Mexico. And Mexico is very close to releasing not only prisoners, but they're legalizing, recreation. And so medical is very important. We know that grandmother Jeannie probably can say she loves, to use the CBD oil and so on and so forth. So why hold it back from everybody? I'm gonna pin myself to the first screen here. Why hold it back, everybody? And so it's time that we not only make t-shirts, okay, but we get louder. Like I said, a million person march, and let's get Snoop and Willie and Mike Tyson and the people of celebrities to help us to grow this the volume, because it just broke my heart that that parents have to outlive their children for stupidity and for things that we can do better with. We have Crystal Munoz in today. Crystal, can you say hi to us here? Crystal, can you unmute yourself, Crystal? Hi, Crystal. You're still muted. Come on, Crystal. Love to have you. You're still muted. Add pinned first. Okay, can we hear you, Crystal? She's coming.
Hi, can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yeah, we can't see you, but we can hear you. Crystal, tell us your story about the atrocity and how long you were in, and thank God we have you today, and Amy found you. Give us your story.
Yeah, so in 2007, I was indicted for a marijuana conspiracy. I was sentenced to 20 years. Well, actually like 235 months. And so that's like 2 months short of 20 years. And I apologize because I'm having a hard time figuring this out, how to do the volume and the video. But anyhow, yes, I did almost 13 years, and then I was given a clemency by the Trump administration in 2020. Yeah.
Well, we know that it's not a nice thing to be in jail for nonviolence, and we have also Corvain. Corvain, come on, Corvain.
Corvain Cooper. I was serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for a nonviolent cannabis offense. I was actually did 9 years off of a life sentence and was pardoned. I mean, I pardoned clemency by Trump in 2021 in his last 2 minutes of office. And from that, we started it with the 40 tons conspiracy is how I got the life sentence. So I'm just trying to turn a minus into a plus, and that's how 40 tons was started with the 40 tons that I was charged with. So I'm trying to turn that around, help the people out, bring jobs back into the industry, and change the whole narrative around.
And where can people find you?
They can go on 40tons.co. That's the website. So 40tons.co, 40tons.co, or you can follow us at 40 Tons Brand on Instagram or Corvain Cooper on Instagram to follow my personal life and just see the things that we're doing and what we're trying to do to turn this whole narrative around and bring the right people home. On our website, you can find the T-shirts of the prisoners that are currently serving life. You got Luke Scarmazzo, you got Parker Coleman, you got the people that are serving time right now and that money goes straight to their books. So the T-shirt you buy with their face on it, that goes straight to their books. And that's as we grow as a company and as a brand, they'll grow with us. If we can grow big enough where they can sell 1,000 T-shirts, then that's more money on their books. That's more money for them to come home to.
I remember one of my friends who's been on my show many times. They do a homeless thing, and they do a concert every year, and they get incredible humans on their concert tour, and that CD from the tour. They give like 20 or 50 of them to every homeless person that is joining their project, and they can sell that and keep the money, $20, $20. So I love that concept, that idea, and that you guys are joining us now to end prohibition. And my relief fund, my right here, my relief fund here is going to go, everything I do after my 501 is done, I will be putting all that money with you and with them and with Amy and with the Can Do Clemency and LPP. So I'm really blessed to have you, Corvain. How about Mary Jane? Mary Jane, come on.
Honor and a privilege to join you all today. I just got a bit emotional after hearing Crystal's story. I actually heard of Corvain's story while he was still incarcerated. And it was just, honored to be a part of some of the clubhouse forums to welcome him, back home to start the healing process out here. For me, triggering because, I was a 5-6-year-old little girl going to see my grandma in a federal prison. So we're out here in Idaho. We got a lot of work to do still. Things that happen to, beautiful sisters like Crystal and my grandmother and our warriors like Corvain and my grandfather who's now passed.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going on in many communities. So we still have a lot of heavy lifting to do. It feels like there's a lot of celebration going on around cannabis liberation, but we're not across the finish line. Got a lot of work. Thanks for having me though, Jeff.
I just got this update here from JP, and so we'll get the Meister back on, and we'll have you on again too. Tell us a little bit about your story and your 10,000 circulation magazine that I read.
Yes, I started Tribal Hemp and Cannabis magazine in February of 2020 as the nation's first and only to elevate what tribes are doing in the rematriation of plant medicine. the work that we're doing to protect our homelands from the bad actors that are popping up in the cannabis industry trying to get rich quick in the green rush. And, more importantly, just, each one of our issues is archived in the Library of Congress, because this is like really historical. 2, 3, 500 years from now, people are going to look back at this very important time in history and want to know, who were the people that were out there doing the work. And so that's my job. That's my duty, is to go out there and find these stories and archive them, save them. And we started with my grandmother's story because, on the in the Nez Perce way and in our Nez Perce creation story, the hemp was a part of our creation story. So since time immemorial, reclaiming that concept is really important for Indigenous communities. And so that's why I did the THC magazine, but I have a 501c3. It's called the Indigenous Cannabis Coalition. And it's just all about protecting tribal sovereignty, protecting Mother Earth, and preserving story.
And tell us a little bit about the joy of marijuana versus alcohol for the tribe.
Oh goodness! So on our homelands, when the treaties first came through, the peace treaties, when those were first being bargained for and negotiated, it was very clear that ardent spirits were not welcome. They were banned from our communities, but they've made their way in, and so that's one of the reasons that we have had a big interest from many tribes across the nation. Is we now have a new round of things that are more lethal and more toxic than the alcohol was to our people, and that's with the opioids. And so, alcohol, I see a lot of possible cannabis therapy with with cannabis therapeutics for alcohol treatment, but we're going to be seeing the same as well, I think, with the opportunities to reclaim our relatives who are lost on those trails with toxic substance abuses and get them back.
Right. It seems like the white man gave you guys alcohol, and then when I went to have a supai to plant with High Times magazine in the 80s, we went down with 50 young children to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, sovereign land. We planted 50 plants, and we stayed for 2 weeks with them, and they were all over it because they were all in jail for being on top working for their families with alcohol. And so they brought down the Marleys, and the Marleys came in and had a concert for them, for the natives. And I want to do more of that. I want to get the kids not on pot, but to be growing hemp and to know that this is a medicine.
Oh, definitely. You were spot on there. It used to be called the 3 Bs, but we now refer to them as the 4 Bs, the death of our Indigenous communities: the bullets, the booze, and the Bible. And the 4th B that has just really been the demise of our kinship systems is bureaucracy. That 4th B, and that's what we really want to see not happen as we work more towards plant medicine reclamation, is that we don't need all the bureaucracy around it. Mother Earth knows what the heck she's doing in healing our people. So it's not necessarily about permission. It's about just staying out of our way while we're on our healing journeys.
Well, I love your magazine. I didn't, it's still in my suitcase, so I didn't pull it out, but tell us a little bit about how you're going to integrate the Weeds Day. We would love to have Corvain Cooper on a story, and to Crystal Munoz. I can start to funnel some beautiful photography and wrap up stuff and the stories. Wouldn't that be cool, Corvain and Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of the work that Corvain and his entire family and team has been doing with the brand, as well as with the ambassadorship for the people that are still incarcerated. Because we have this publication, any opportunity that I can have to share, these stories, that's what the publication is there for. I've been on different conferences and different events where I see 40-ton brands, and I am not even gonna lie, I feel almost like I feel a little bit starstruck, and I see how the whole team moves, and that's what we need to do, is actually find platforms to get them out there speaking a lot more. to just really get that voice out there about how to integrate our people back into life and how they can find opportunity in the cannabis industry. That was something that my grandmother was never afforded. I mean,
Let's
she
bring
was,
grandma. Let's bring
yes.
grandma on right now. Let's bring grandma on right now. Let's see where grandma is here. If I can find grandma, I'm gonna go up here and find grandma. There's grandma. So unmute yourself, grandma, and come on. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna pin you to the screen here. There's grandma. Yeah. Can you unmute yourself, grandma? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. There's a button on your phone that says unmute. I'll see if I can assist you here. Let's unmute grandma. Unmute grandma. Can you unmute yourself, grandma?
Tell her how. Like, go up to go to your picture, and there's 3 little dots.
There's 3 little dots next to your picture, grandma.
Click on that.
Click on that and unmute yourself.
Aw.
Three little dots.
And there's an unmute button.
Oh yeah. Try that unmute button on the 3 little dots. Are you on your phone? Hang on. Let's see what we can do here. There's Amy. Let's see if we can go gallery here and grandma. Okay, ask to unmute. Now, do you see that? I just clicked a button that said ask to. There you go. Hi, grandma.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yay.
Oh, where's Tommy?
Oh, that's cool. Hang on.
Where's our Tommy?
Well, we got Tommy, but I don't know if Tommy, can we hear you, Tommy? Hello, Tommy. Okay, Tommy's going to hear grandma. Grandma is 84, Tommy. She is your guest surprise today. And grandma, what do you have to say to Tommy? Because we'll record this and send it to him. Say something incredible to Mr. Chong.
My family grew up loving him. I don't know which family wouldn't love him, but my kids did. And he was our hero. I'd love to see him. But on mine, I grew marijuana because I supported my family. I was, what do you call them, mother? Single. It grew here so good. I just grew it and sold it and bought food for my family. That's how I did it. And the government got mad.
Were you in jail ever?
Yes.
Holy moly. Tell us your story.
I didn't think they'd do anything about it. It was on my own property and everything, but the government said no. And yeah, I was lucky. I only got 6 months, and it was about 200 miles from home. And Mary and her family did come visit me. I was lucky enough to. It was horrible, but it wasn't horrible.
I'd like you to meet Amy Pova. Amy, meet grandma.
Hi, grandma. Oh my goodness.
Hi.
I'm so sorry to hear that you had that happen to you. And sorry I was late. I was on a divorce lawyer call. I'm going through divorce. Sorry. But I there's so many people here, and I don't want to take up time other than Crystal, who I asked to come on. Hi, Crystal. We communicated while she was in prison for many, many years. And I don't know when Crystal told her story, if she mentioned the fact, Mary Jane, that her grandfather was the first, maybe, tribal person to get permission from the federal government to grow hemp. Crystal, did you go through that? And
I do. Yeah, that's a big vision that I have because of my grandpa and my parents. It was I want to say the early 90s. Yeah, maybe late 80s, early 90s. They tried to go through the courts to be able to grow hemp on the Navajo reservation. And so they went through a process of being denied several times and made the argument in the end that the Navajo Nation is a nation within a nation on its own, sovereign. So we didn't need the permission of the government to grow hemp on our reservation. Now, at that time, the elders of the tribal council from where I'm from, they all wanted hemp to be grown on our reservation, which covers most of the four corners of the United States of America. So that's how big the Navajo Nation is. And the land is mostly barren, unable to grow anything. So it was like a perfect plan. They had the business plan and they got permission from the government to grow hemp, but they were not going to fund it because part of the treaties also say that, you know, we could get free education, free land, free housing, but the land is on a reservation. The housing is government housing. It's hard to go through the education process to get that education paid for. Well, it was allowed, but then denied the funding. And that's where that stopped. And it always stuck with me, you know, and the reason for the mass production of hemp was to produce alternative biofuel, ethanol. And the hemp crop produces one of the purest forms of ethanol. You won't be touching our wheat crops or our corn crops. It purifies the soil.
And no pesticides to breathe in the air.
Exactly. It nourishes the soil so much that, say, if you go somewhere where nothing will grow and you plant the hemp plant there, it puts all the nourishment in the soil that the soil needs to grow any type of crop.
Okay.
So after that crop comes out, it cleans the soil, it nourishes it, and then you can plant any other crop. So the vision was to basically cultivate the Navajo Nation, use the hemp to not only for that, but also for another, I think that's the main thing, and it has to do with plastic that's biodegradable. And biodegradable plastic is like, we should have laws against, you know, the chemicals and the things that won't biodegrade in the earth. If our oceans are filled with it, our landfills can't, you know, dissolve it. If you burn it, it puts holes in the ozone layer. So the hemp can make a plastic-like material, but it's biodegradable. That was my grandfather's vision. That's my vision. That's something that I am very adamant about. Like,
look, here's hemp plastic right here. Hemp plastic.
Exactly.
That is hemp plastic on a 3D printer, everybody. And from 2019 in Colorado, that is hemp plastic. It's proof that I'm going to do our first album that we did with Sensi Magazine. We did a relief album, and I want to 3D print it on hemp plastic. Let's do our first hemp plastic album.
So I'm just so happy, Grandma. This is the first time to meet you and Mary Jane, and I see sort of a synergistic moment here with Crystal, who I had no idea you guys were going to be on. And there's not that many Native American people in prison, and I also think we need, you know, a louder voice for them.
The magazine for Mary Jane to have content and do a story on Crystal, you know, it'll be fantastic.
Well, I just would love to see you guys link up, because Crystal, it seems like your visions are similar.
Definitely, I agree. But on that note, Jeff, since states have began legalization, we have seen an increase in the number of federally incarcerated American Indians over cannabis. So the federal numbers are slightly on an uptick.
That's horrible. Grandma, tell us a little bit. Tell us when did you start smoking, Grandma? How old were you?
Oh gosh, I must have been about 30. We were really redneck here in Idaho. Nobody smoked that much. It's when we moved to Washington that we got into it. I loved it. It's a medicine, though. It really is a medicine.
Tell us,
I've always said that.
tell Tommy you can't wait till we can all get together and maybe have
I'll
a
cry when I
powwow,
see him.
have a fire,
Yes.
a big fire, and maybe he comes to Washington every year on 420 at the casino. Maybe we'll have you guys come out.
Yes. Let us
That
know
would be
when.
Yes, that would be great. We would definitely get Grandma up there, and we would probably try to finagle work with Jason Harris at Jerome Baker Designs. We are down in Vegas actually right now, and we went to go and see them making Tommy's bongs at
Wait,
the
look
Dream
at this.
Factory in Las Vegas.
Look at this. That's Jerome Baker. That's his.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That I just got that. I did a whole film of his people making the bongs, and I filmed the heat and everything. And so we're really proud of you, Grandma, for holding on all these years and for being the voice of the elders that says, you know, when you come on stage with us at the Snoop concert, or like right now, because we're going global right now, we're on Roku and everything. Nobody can say no to you. And when Baby Landon was on my movie, I asked an 8-year-old, what did cannabis do for your cancer? He said, it made my hair grow back.
Oh.
So you can't lie, Jeff Sessions, and say, I hate marijuana and it's the evil, you know, madness, reefer madness, when Grandma and the 8-year-old say we love it.
He also said that no good person, no good citizen smokes pot. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I've got to just sort of like put my little award
Here.
that I got last night. So
You got that last night. Yay.
Corvain. Anyway, thank you. I was very, very proud to get that. And then I'm going to beg off. I want your other guests to talk, but I just wanted to have a little moment. Love you, Crystal and Corvain.
Love you too, Amy.
This is Amy Pova, everybody, from the Can Do Clemency. Amy was in the Slammer for 9 years for a non-weed but non-violent, drug offense, conspiracy, whatever. And so she's on our team, and she's going to help bring Grandma and Mary Jane and all the new people we're having. I'm going to bring somebody that's going to be right now. Come on, Abby. Abby, introduce yourself to Amy and to the team. Hey, Abby.
Hi, everybody. I'm Abby Wright, and I'm with Champs Trade Shows. That has a long-standing history in the counterculture and cannabis industries, I should say. Champs has been around since 1999 for going on 23 years. And speaking, directly along with Tommy and Operation Pipe Dreams, when that happened, and in that report, I believe it was Senator Ashcroft had mentioned a cannabis show that they were targeting and watching, and that was actually our show. It wasn't named in the report, but that was the show that they were speaking about. And that year, when everything was being targeted, that was the hardest year that we had ever had, because obviously everybody got scared and pulled out. But we've been able to painstakingly make it through for all of these years. And it's really interesting because when I met Jeff at the G4 convention out here in Las Vegas, I'm also out here in Las Vegas as well. I told him, I said, I had a really funny story about Tommy, because it was Tommy's face who almost got me arrested because of cannabis and other things. As recently as last year, when I was driving through the state of Utah, I was going to Denver on a business trip. And it was half business, and I was going to a spiritual retreat, basically. And I just gotten a brand new car, and I still had the 30-day plates on it. It was a super rainy day, middle of Utah, not a soul around me. And I got pulled over by the cops. And I wasn't speeding. I wasn't doing anything illegal, but they said that I had too dark of window tint. Brand new car that just came off the factory lot. They were looking for
What?
reasons to pull people over. Yeah.
What?
Yes. So, of course, me being the well-educated cannabis person that I am, I'm channeling the Pop Brothers at law, shut the F up.
Shut the F up. Yeah.
And trying not to answer any of his questions. But, he had me in a pickle. And to be honest with you, I've never been in a situation where I've been questioned by the cops plenty before, but not on the side of the road in the middle of Utah. And I was just annoyed, and I was answering all of his questions the right way that he did not want me to be answering them. And he was getting visibly agitated. I was asked to do a physical, like a physical test, or whatnot. And I passed that with flying colors. And just so you guys know, the reason I was pulled out and I'm sorry.
Or fish?
Yeah, you got any?
We got stuff.
Oh, I thought somebody was talking. So the reason I was pulled out was because at the time I was working for a company that they called it the world's first rolling paper magazine. And I had a whole bunch of these rolling paper magazines in my car with me because that was my company. It had Tommy's face on the cover. And so when the officer came over and questioned me, he looked down and he saw Tommy's face, knew who he was, and also saw the word cannabis because it was in the name of the company. And so immediately that's where all the questions came. And so I tried to keep quiet, but I was answering questions about my job and work. And that's when he said, well, then I'm sure you wouldn't mind stepping out to take a physical test. And so I passed that with flying colors, answered all the questions. He was very angry that I was answering everything correctly. When I asked him, I said, can I please get my ticket and just leave? He asked to search my vehicle. I said, no, I do not comply. And that's when he brought in the dog and sniffed my vehicle, of course, found cannabis, found in the state of Utah. I learned that a pack of papers, rolling papers, even if it's for tobacco, is considered
a felony. What?
Yeah, well, paraphernalia, it's the misdemeanor.
What the
so
F?
I thought, do what?
I said, what the F,
Well, I had over 200 packs of these, of what would be considered paraphernalia because it was my company's work. So they got me for the ticket for window tint. They got me for paraphernalia. They got me for cannabis. And I also used plant medicine, psilocybin, microdose. And they found that too. And it was all, personal stash. They knew that I wasn't whatever, but he almost pulled me in all because he saw Tommy's face and the word cannabis in my car. And that's my Utah story.
That's your Tommy story.
I ended up fighting it. And here's the ironic thing. I have a medical cannabis card in the state of Nevada. And I fought it. I had to plead down on the cannabis and the paraphernalia charges. And by pleading down and paying for those charges, even though they recognize medical cannabis cards in the state of Utah now, they were willing to drop the psilocybin and the window tint, which is really crazy. So I was able to get those dropped. Thank goodness. I'm very grateful that I don't have a story like many of you guys. And this is one of the reasons why I've always been so adamant in fighting for, the Last Prisoner Project and those still incarcerated for reasons that are so unnecessary, especially now. But it's an honor to speak amongst all of you. And my name's Abby Wright with Champs Trade Shows. I'm here for your support. If any of you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out to us as well.
And how do we find you? What's your email? I mean, your social.
Absolutely. You can find Champs, obviously, Champs Trade Shows on all the, social handles. I'm Cannabis Right, WRIGHT on Instagram. And then you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at Abby Wright, ABIWRIGHT, number 27.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Well, we're telling Tommy stories today. David, come on up and tell us your Tommy story.
Hello, everybody. How are you today?
We're doing great. Say hi to Grandma.
Hello, Grandma.
Hi. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
So you got a great story, man. I love your story. Kick it, man.
Well, my dad actually shared this story with me, even though he has passed away, that Tommy was going to get cancer and fight off his cancer by using cannabis. And I owned a dispensary. I had a collective, and I would tell people about this story that actually became a very good movie idea.
Keep going.
I'm sorry. It was just somebody came up on my phone. Yeah. So, anyways, I was able to.
Wait. Your dad had a
Tommy.
dream about Tommy getting cancer?
Yes. Yep. And fighting off his cancer by using cannabis. I was able to meet Tommy back in 2013. I gave him this shirt right here that you see the label on. That's my company, Nature's Healthy Alternatives. I actually created this just for him so that way he could remember me by. I was able to give him the shirt at the Orange Show. A few months later, I saw him wearing my shirt, doing Cheech and Chong stand-up in it. So my son saw this as well and found his address, and he showed up at Tommy's house one day with a lot more shirts, and he welcomed me in with open arms. You know, we talked about the movie idea I had for him about him getting cancer and fighting it off with cannabis. And at that point, Tommy shockingly told me that he was just diagnosed with cancer. And I told him, well, then, you know, my dad's your guardian angel because he wanted me to get a hold of you to let you know that you're going to fight off your cannabis. I mean, you're going to fight off your cancer by using cannabis. And today I believe that Tommy's cancer-free, you know. And I know he used cannabis in his better. And it's just a decent story. Cannabis is God's natural medicine.
Well,
I believe it'll work for everybody for every type of symptom. It's way better than pills. It's way better than opiates. It's God's natural medicine.
where can people find you in Nature's?
Right now, it's just I'm just on Facebook. It's David and Acevedo, ACEBEDO. I also have an Instagram. It's Nature's Healthy Alternatives _. And you can see some amazing pictures of Tommy sporting my gear. You know, it's pretty awesome.
So you just said something really amazing. Everybody, since we love to have a really beautiful way to have, as my sister would say, good TV. Check this out, everybody. This came in today, and let's see here if I can get this here. If I can get the, there we go. Check this out here. This came in today. It's Tommy's birthday. Can everybody see that?
Right on.
Okay, so everyone can see that. This happened a year ago, and it came in it came in today. The Angels brought this in about an hour ago. It said, you have a memory on Facebook. And look at what our Meister did for us. I mean, all these years, you know, and we got War, we've got the, you know, the incredible Steve Kerr that came on and said, I'm not taking that gun crap anymore. And look at this. This record got me through a lot when I was a teenager. I mean, Big Bamboo, who used that big paper, you know? There it is. Look how funny and incredible life can be when you're not talking about bullets or nuclear and you're healing the soil with hemp. And that's our beautiful Tommy. I'm going to show you one more thing while I'm at it, everybody here. We have an update from Dr. Vincente here, Fox, and here we go. And we would love you to be on our.
Do something, let me know.
We would love to have you on our show with Tommy. 3, 2, 1. So thank you. My name is Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey, and I would like to give you my card here.
Yes, please.
I get prisoners out of jail for marijuana. I work on the reform. So what do you think about prisoners in jail?
Incredible. That is not possible to keep going with it. It's stupid. They should be out.
It should be retro.
Freedom. Yes, absolutely.
And I'm helping. I've assisted, and we would love you to be in our. So yes, that was at G4.
Incredible conversation for an incredible group. But this industry is growing, guys, and it's so much more than what it was about weed. This is an industry that helps a lot of people.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome again to G4. My name is Adrian Marcel Cazares. Although the gentleman needs no introduction, he has lived a long and prosperous life. President Vicente Fox was born on July 2nd, 1942. He grew up at Rancho San Cristobal in León, Guanajuato, a communal land, where the only difference between him and his childhood friends were the opportunities he had. He served as president of Mexico from 2000 to 2006. He was the first candidate from an opposition party to be elected since the early 1900s. Please welcome to the stage, President Vicente Fox Quesada.
Keith, thank you very much for the invitation. It's nice to be in Las Vegas, of course. Nice to be with nice people like all of you. Was to the west of the United States, to Washington State, to Seattle, and the woods and the mountains around that beautiful place. And to meet with the pioneers of this industry, still prohibited, still was not allowed to produce, to distribute, to invest in the business. But they were real heroic pioneers that started changing things. Of course, I visited Poland and Portugal, the first two nations that approved the legal use of this great product. And I learned to love this industry. I learned to love this space because I think it has one single most important characteristic, the capacity that it has to take away this plant from criminals that would use it on the prohibition and do harm, violence, illegal activities, to move that plant into the hands of farmers, of greenhouse holders, of businessmen, of academics, and the miracle happened.
So everybody, I have one more video here to show you here. This is a wrap up today from G4.
Humble County lighters up, get your blaze on. Emerald Triangle, Mother Earth, Mary Jane's home. Humble County lighters up, get your blaze on. Emerald Triangle, Mother Earth, Mary Jane's home. Flames what we keep, 7 days a week. We blaze them, but you told me I take your heart and please. Flames what we keep. OG Chris, super lemon tangy wafers, sour digital tasers, the more to make them spory. Edibles be so sweet, the people need she's important. Valley, not married, no harm in her, you're fine. She the only one I wanna get on, not interested in your copy. I blow pure gas, reaching jelly trees.
Got to see Snoop, everybody. It was really nice. He DJ'd for us at the Bud Tenders Awards.
Organ trips and savers, watching OG Chris, super lemon tangy wafers, sour digital tasers, the more to make them spory. Edibles be so sweet, the people need she's important. Valley, not married, no harm in her, you're fine. She the only one I wanna get on, not interested in your copy. I blow pure gas, reaching jelly trees, patiently waiting on day when we can smoke free. Ease on my pain, inside that I can't eat.
So go to Relief Foundation, everybody, and I'll bring us back on board here. That was an incredible Las Vegas show, everybody, and we were just blessed to be in that space, and not bartenders, bud tenders awards. So that was really fun. Yes.
Before you on that G4 Live, like about a week before, I started scrolling down all of the OG award winners just to see if I recognized any of the names, and then or any of the dispensaries that they were coming from, if there were any tribally owned and operated. So we had 2 of our tribal dispensaries have bud tenders nominated, and then another one that was that's on or near the Umatilla Reservation in Oregon. And Nicia Brancho, one of our Nez Perce bud tenders, was one of the OG award bud tenders. She was not able to make the show due to a death in the family, and she had to attend a funeral, but she did win the award. So she's just super duper stoked and just very, very humbled.
Well, that's fantastic. For everybody that was at the bud tenders, I got a little whistle for you, and I'm so blessed to have everybody on today. What about Jean's iPhone there? Jean, unmute yourself and give us a howdy and tell us about you, Jean.
Hi, I'm also tribal. I'm from the Quinault Indian Reservation on the Washington coast, and I won a small business competition a couple of years ago for Indian tea that I share for medicine. And my latest project is mixing our natural Indian tea with CBD flower for medicine. I'm going to combine those two because they have been medicine since time immemorial for us. And this is my product now. And I do have a Tommy Chong story too.
Oh, come on, bring it on, Jean.
When I was in high school, when I was 17, I'm 64 years old now, but when I was 17, me and my best friend, we were in a drama class, and we took our drama, we had to do a skit to an album, and ours was to that Up in Smoke album with Tommy Chong and Dave. Dave's not here, no.
Okay, there's the fresh salmon right
you know that one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what we did in front of the high school for our skit was the Dave's not here skit from that record.
Dave's not here. Yeah, Dave's not here. Here, eat these reds. The cops are coming.
Yeah. And so that was my Tommy Chong story. We did that.
Say hi to Grandma. Say hi to Grandma Jeannie.
Grandma Jeannie, I go by Jeannie too.
Yes.
Jeannie Ramos. And you're from Lapwai?
No, I'm from Kamiai.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure where that's at. In Idaho?
Yes, it's about 60 miles from Lapwai.
Okay, yeah, I grew up in Eastern Washington on, I actually went to Colton High School.
Oh.
So I grew up over by WSU.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're very close. We're very close. We should have a gathering.
Yes. How
that would be awesome.
Let's have a gathering, a green gathering, and I'm going to do a Frisbee golf tournament to raise money for the prisoners at my friend's barn in Squim, and it's a 10,000 foot square barn. Let's put some tents there, and Grandma Jeannie and Mary Jane, you can drive on over.
Yes.
Right on.
Yes.
That'd be great. Well, everybody, Jean, where can people find your tea? How can they get it?
It's right. Can you see I made a sign.
Hey. Yeah.
I do a screenshot of that.
Yeah, everybody take a screenshot of that. It's
The name of my business is Tribal Sovereignty.
okay, Tribal Sovereignty. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we just met at the Chautauqua this weekend. I mean, we re-met, and I said, come on board. And we're getting ready to we just raised, I heard, like $22,000 for the Longhouse project.
Right on. Yeah, Kirsten and Paul are going to be here tomorrow to firm up when they're going to bring the Chautauqua to the reservation, because I live right on the reservation in Queens, Washington.
How far is that from where we are, from Port Townsend, Queens?
2.5 miles, but we're still part of Jefferson County. We're the tail end of Jefferson County.
Who knew? Well, I think we're all native today, and we hold space for the fallen this week from the massive gun, horrific crap that's going on, and we have Tommy Chong stories today, and we'll get Tommy on live when his technology is much better. Corvain was incredible. Corvain, do you have something to say to the grandmas?
Yeah, I just want to say, I just thank everybody just for coming out, taking their time out. And then not for number one, but number two, just for the change of the plant to free the prisoners, to do something that has a good cause behind it. So we can all just work together. 1 + 1 = 20 if we all work together.
Corvain, did you get one of my posters?
Yeah. I got one of those. Yeah, I got one of those. Yeah.
So everybody, let's not have any more lifers for plant medicine. Let's not have any more in our lifetime. Let's figure this out. Let's get Snoop to the Oakland Coliseum with me and with us and with 40 tons, and let's do an incredible, news story that's not about children being gunned down. Let's take it easy, everybody. And all these shows that are going on right now, shame on them for talking about this and that weed and this and that money and the banks and the crypto. Let's bring the prisoners. I want to get 4 to 5 people, Corvain, and Amy's already on it, and Crystal, we want you on there, and we want to tour the shows. We want to get in and have a panel for every show. And I think that we've got a good base right now. Our feet are grounded, and we know how to move through this. So let's infiltrate the shows, everybody, with our green farming. With our green farming. So everybody, let's see. We also have, let's see. I'm going to bring this beautiful person up. Okay, tell us your name.
Me?
Yeah, tell us your name.
Hi, how are you? I'm Graça from Portugal. I live in the islands, in the Azores, in the middle of Atlantic Ocean. And I am the founder of Cana Azores. It was an international conference that we organized in the Azores with friends and fellows from Brazil, US, Canada, and some different countries in Europe. And now I am organizing Cana Portugal. And we will have among us Dan Harrer, the son of Jack Harrer, will be in Portugal with us. Also, Eric Boone from Seattle Festival, Hemp Festival. And it was Eric that gave me the Zoom link And that's why I'm here, and I'm enjoying a lot.
Mucho gusto. Eric invited me to come to Portugal. Let's see if we can do an episode.
Oh, you are the one.
We can do an episode. We can do an episode live from Portugal, and because I know that Portugal decriminalized all non-pharmaceutical.
Well, it's a story that needs to be retold. As a matter of fact, Portugal some years ago was like a role model in terms of decriminalization of drugs and so on. But nowadays, it's the same as so many other countries in the world. They, police goes to the fields and cut all the hemp, thinking it's cannabis, and they go after people, and people go to jail, and agriculture. Farmers have problems. Even people like me that have stores, cannabis stores, we can't sell this and that, and police comes. So nowadays it's tough to be in Portugal.
B&B stands for bud and breakfast.
Yes, I know. And it is important to have a lot of cannabis B&B places in the world, so we can go from one place to another one to visit different countries. But Portugal is like a myth, We think that we still are in that position of being a good role model, but not nowadays. We have a lot of interest, foreigner interests here, cultivating cannabis. All cannabis that is cultivated in Portugal go abroad. People are in need here in the country, and we don't have access. The doctors have no idea how to prescribe it. That's why in our Canna Portugal, in our international expo, we have a forum, we have workshops for different professional
Corvain, would you
sectors.
like to go to Canna Portugal, Corvain? Corvain, would you like to go to Canna Portugal with us? Unmute yourself.
Oh my God, we need everybody. Inspirational people with us in Portugal.
We need to represent the prisoners, the lifers. And so,
I know, yes.
And so why don't you get your contact information to me, and I'll send it to you right now, and then you can resend it back to me. And let's see here, I will.
And I already said, Eric Boone, that if you need a booth for networking or whatever, I can provide one for you. And you can have all the information, and you can talk to people and do all the network that you need and desire and deserve.
That would be great. That would be great. Yeah. Well, I'm so proud of you. And I speak Portuguese. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem. Obrigada.
I lived in LA, and I hung out with the Carnival people for years. That was back in the cocaine days, and I never did it, but I was just like, there was a lot of coke back then, but a lot of pot too. Oh, I want to share one thing with everybody. Hang on. I want to share one thing. I wanted everybody to get their favorite bud out today, and but I got a favorite one here. Okay, I got a favorite bud, everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah, now.
Jesus. So big.
That's my favorite bud, everybody.
Yeah. And we will be in Lisbon, in the capital of Portugal, and the city is amazing. The people is amazing. The food is amazing. I've been traveling a lot around the world. I already worked at the Embassy of Portugal in Washington, D.C. I studied in Harvard and in Boston area and this and that. And I am always in love with Portugal. It's my favorite place. The food is amazing. People is amazing. You who will come to Portugal will have definitely a life experience for sure.
I'll go. I said you'll go.
So I just texted you. I'll find you through Eric, and we'll talk about Portugal. When is
June
June
18 and 19.
Okay, that's enough time for us to figure something out, and maybe we'll be able to bring 40 tons. Let's see, maybe we'll be able to bring 40 tons. I've got my weed map, so I cannot get lost when I get stoned. My weed map scarf on, and you know what? I am gonna help to end prohibition with Amy, with Grandma, with Jean, with everybody, with our Native American magazines, and with everybody. We don't have to go dark anymore. We have to liberate the plant and bring all of our prisoners home, because that's just it just feels right to say that and to make it happen. I mean, Crystal, tell us a little bit about the horribleness of I mean, didn't you, are you allowed to tell your story about giving birth?
Definitely, I think it needs to be known how our laws work and how they affect us. When I was incarcerated, I was pregnant and I had a 5-month-old. My daughters are 10 months apart. So they're very close in age. They were both babies when I was incarcerated. But the second girl I had while I was already in their custody. So, they shackle you. They put shackles on your hand, on your feet. They have a belly chain around you. Sometimes in transit, you are connected to other people by the chain. So whenever I did go into labor, they transported me to a hospital and I gave birth to Nova, our second daughter. While in custody, they put you in a room that's not normal, like where you would usually go normally if you were going to go to a hospital and have a baby. The room was really, dark and they had people guarding the door. I was shackled to the bed. My doctor that was delivering Nova came in furious and basically told off the person, well, the law enforcement people that were there.
Amazing, everybody. Hold space for kindness. And
can I just jump in, Jeff?
Yes, come on in, Amy.
I used Crystal's case to help pass the Dignity for Women Act. So that was put into the First Step Act that Trump signed into law, and they can no longer shackle women during labor. So we also had a state-by-state campaign. Topeka K. Sam was one of the ones who she was a director, but the National Council, who I used to be on the board of, first went to Booker with the idea of a Dignity for Women Act, and we were able to get them feminine hygiene products and also end this practice of shackling women during labor. They're not going to jump off. Everything in BOP is one size fits all. So, and it's written for men. And the policy is if you're in the hospital, they're going to shackle you to the bed because actually people have tried to escape. There was actually a woman when I was in Dublin who tried to escape, and the BOP staff shot her in the leg. They didn't kill her, but women who are pregnant, there's guards on the outside, there's guards inside the room. They're not going to jump up and run down the hallway with a baby coming out of their vagina. And so we draw attention to the archaic, barbaric nature of it. And there's still some states that need to pass that. But since we lost the connection with Crystal, I wanted to make sure everybody knew that we did get Dignity for Women into the First Step Act, and they can't do that anymore, thank God. And so sorry Crystal went through that.
Okay, well, Amy brings a lot of incredible news to the table, brought Crystal in today, and we're going to get that team, Amy, together to infiltrate these weed shows that are not representing the 40 tons. And I'm really proud of all of us today for telling our stories and for Corvain's story. I'll bring everybody up on the screen here. And does anybody else have something they want to share with us before we go?
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah.
I'll package it up for you.
Thank you, dear. You can hear me?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay. Well, the most disturbing part of that whole thing is that has to be said out loud. Like, those laws have to be said out loud. You hear me chuckle. It's not funny, but it's almost
barbaric.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's very embarrassing, yes, that we're still fighting hatred and inhumanity, and they're still making monster movies for millions of dollars in Hollywood.
Yep, vilifying the wrong people.
Well, the children are getting their heads twisted, and then they're going out and shooting, other children. And look at Ukraine, and so everybody hold some space. One last share, and then we'll wrap it up, everybody. Did you have anything else to add?
Becky and Kevin.
Okay.
For me?
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to see, I would like to do it probably on a time where Tommy can respond. But we have a toker here from the Crypto Cannabis Club, that we're part of, and we're trying to generate enough to give back to these types of movements, these types of this culture that we grew up in, this culture that was here before this Crypto Cannabis Club was here long before. But we have this toker right here that has a trait to it that's called Chonging. And it's because he has a bandana on him. We own the IP, intellectual property, to this NFT when we purchase it. So that means we can brand it however we want. We would like to gift it to him, and with the ability to brand it, to have anything that comes from the branding go into bringing the prisoners.
That's great. Well, the relief fund is being generated right now. Amy's going to help us to disperse that and to get it to the right prisoners. Corvain's going to help us, and we had some great stories today. And so I'm going to share a screen with. Yeah, come on, Amy.
I'm just this one last thing. It's just so bizarre. I was walking out of the grocery store yesterday, and there was a table, and so some of you may run into this too, because I don't think it's a local thing. Everybody remember the DARE program? They had a table out, and they were stopping people, and they wanted to talk to people about their program. And
wait, the DARE program was out again? What?
Can you believe that? Because
was that Nancy Reagan? Was that Nancy?
Well, it all came out about that time, and I encourage every single one of you to do what I did, which is, we have to hold people accountable. And if you know your history, that is a program that used to go into the schools and tell the children to snitch on their parents and tell if they had seen a joint, and children were taken away from their families. But apparently they know it. I think they may have even lost their federal funding. And so now they're trying to do a suicide program. I'm sorry, there's other organizations. What happens with these organizations is when they fall out of favor and then they are no longer relevant. They want to keep their staff, their offices going. And so they kind of switch gears, which might be admirable. But I stood there and I told her, I said, you know what? I said, your organization literally used to go into classrooms. It's in my documentary, 420, the documentary. I put clips. Bill Maher covered it on his show about, and a guy in a news station, how one kid had snitched out his parents, and then the cops came. So if you see a DARE table, go up to them and you might want to engage, but let them know, because when I walked away, she went over to the other guy and she started saying, she goes, well, I know. Yeah, I know. We did bad things in the past. We have to hold people accountable and let them know that we know the history. If they're doing good things, fine. But I just wanted people to be aware of that. That's all.
That's amazing that the Dare people are back at it. But we, turning water into wine. I say Buddha is joy because he was a big fat belly Buddha, happy joy. Krishna was reincarnation because they talked about that in the Krishna book, and Jesus was forgiveness. So maybe the whole thing is turning around, but we're still confusing the children now with COVID and everything that's happening. No conspiracy on my show, just that it's a plant. It's behind me. It's in front of me. It's right here, everybody. This is what we are not going to jail for. So everybody, tell your Dare people, grandmothers, thank you for coming on. Portugal, tudo bem, and maybe we'll see you there, and maybe we'll get everybody to come. We have Brady, who is our veteran here. Brady, how many times were you in Kosovo?
Kosovo once, Iraq 3 times, and 3 times in Afghanistan.
Right. And so Amy just took a breather, and so we love you all, everybody. And I'm going to do one more gallery show here, and why don't we have Jeannie? Why don't you say hi, Jeannie 420? You're muted, Jeannie. There you are. You're still muted, Jeannie. Can you
Grandma?
There you are. Can we hear you, Jeannie?
Yes. Were you talking to Grandma Jeannie though?
No. This is Natasha. Natasha is trying to unmute herself. Vicky, want to say hi? Vicky went to the G4 with me.
Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. I'm playing bingo right now, and I was just very touched by everything. I still am. Thanks for letting me be a part of this.
And Vicky was with me at G4, and Vicky was carrying cameras and playing, and we floated down the lazy river together, and we bless you for helping us and for supporting us. We really appreciate you, Vicky. And
thank you.
Ham Pare.
Ham Pare. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. And how about Kevin? You got something to say to us, Kevin? We haven't touched you yet. Hey, Kevin.
Sorry, that was me logging in on my phone on my way in.
Oh, that's the other one. Okay, Kevin, you did great. Well, today is all for Tommy, all for Grandma, and for the atrocity of people having hatred, and somebody that was shackled to the bed while giving birth, using the V word today of a baby coming out in not a beautiful way. It breaks my heart. And so whatever we can do to make this go smoother and raise the vibration, everybody, I am totally in and totally happy to be part of this. I'm going to play our outro now, and everybody hold up 3 fingers, and I will, for weed, and I'll take a screenshot. Everybody got 3 fingers? 3. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got that. And so that's our thank you card. And love you, everybody. Love all your stories. And this one's for Tommy. We're gonna send this to Tommy, and I'm gonna share my screen with you. And thank you, G4 Live. That was beautiful. Great show today. Let's keep in touch with everybody. And we already played Women in Weed. So we played Vicente. And here we go. Happy Parade. Jeff Eichen here for WEEDSDAYS. And we are going to have a great show this week. And we're going to have Tommy Chong on. And that's going to be super duper epic. And I'm excited to have Tommy. again. We're going to have the tribal council on also, and we're going to have a wrap up from the Bud Tenders Awards. That's going to be great. And who knows who else will show up and show in and show out. Mike Tyson's people are hot on the trail for helping to get prisoners home, and more people. And Ham Ham Parade, Mr. Jeff saying, free the prisoners, free the plant, free yourself, free the planet.
Yeah, doing a coalition, Vegas.
It's World 420 Day, so we'll take 42 seconds to meditate and visualize the prisoners walking home.
This is Tommy Chong for Lifers. Madness.
Getting so much resistance from behind.
Ham Ham Parade, everybody. We have a 42-second meditation here. And so today is World 420 Day. Every fourth Weeds Day is World 420 Day. So here we go. Close your eyes, everybody. Everybody hold space here. Close your eyes and visualize the prisoners coming home.
Let's sell that whole thing for $50.
Visualize the prisoners coming home, everybody.
Clean that cooler out.
It's a lot of words to remember. A lot of words. I'm not as high as I was when I wrote this. Aceto, A-Train, Afghan, and Albrado, AK-47, Atomic Apollo, Amnesia, Haze, American OG Dream. Just a few flavors, heard this year will bring. Blueberry Magic, Butternut, Bombay Bandage, Bubble Gum Bubble, Brainstorm, Black Bruce Banner, Belladonna, Big Butt, Black Mama, Burbank, Buddha, Bang, Pop, Burmese, Kush, wanna try these. Can't speak for weed, better smoke for me. It's a heavy herbal medicine that he gave to it. And Mother Nature put a season out so naturally. And now his essence and undressings elevating me.
And give thanks to Smoka Jane, that's Smoka Hontus, and she's down in Humboldt. She's our beautiful songstress. She has like 50 songs, and we're going to put her music out. We'd love to bring Smoka Jane to Portugal. She does beautiful music. That was her music just then. And do you have a where are you in Portugal right now?
Yes, I am in the Azores, in the Atlantic Islands.
Do you have a WhatsApp phone number?
Oh yes, I do.
What's your WhatsApp? Can you put that in the message here?
Let me see if I can. Ta-da-da. Oh. Sorry, I am in trouble here. But my cell phone is 351. This is Portugal.
351.
91.
91.
366. 5150.
5150. So it's 351-913-665150.
50.
Okay, and what's
and
your
we
name?
Also, it's Maria.
Maria.
I am Maria Graça, like Grace Castanho. And I just wanted to tell you that we are going to have the launch of the hymn of the cannabis hymn or anthem at our Canna store, Canna Portugal, the International Expo.
And do you know that I made the new peace sign? That's the new peace sign, weed.
Oh, yes, it's amazing. Yes, I've done that. Okay.
So what we do is we go 3 weed, 2 peace, and F schedule 1. And so it's 3, 2, 1. And thank you, everybody. And
thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Grandma. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, everybody today. And we're going to sign out and keep in touch with everybody. let me see if I can paste in the your phone number here, Maria. I got to get a notepad here. Boom. Come on, baby. There we go.
Maybe you have Graca, Graca.
Graca. Okay, I'll contact you. And do you have any scholarships or ability to bring myself or somebody there for?
I mean, at this point, we don't have, to tell you the truth, because we are almost there, you know?
Yeah.
And this is our first edition, and we have so many people invited and so many costs that because
we need to be able to not be out of pocket or to survive this touring thing, and to be able to have housing too while we're there. I'll talk to Eric and see what he says.
Yes, please do it, because he is the connection among people from your area.
And I work with Dan also. I work with Dan Harrer.
Good. Okay. So everybody is invited, and I hope you can come to Portugal.
Maybe if we can't come there, we could have a live stream from Portugal, and we can talk to you from Portugal and have a moment in the morning there. That would be great.
Of course, mornings are beautiful in Portugal. I agree with you.
I mean, I want to come, but I don't know if my budget will allow it. But let's talk. I'll talk to Eric and see what he's got up his sleeve. And Grandma Jeannie, thank you so much. And Kevin, thank you so much. We're the only ones left here on this little party. And I'll text you, Jeannie. Mary. So yeah, there we go. We love you. And Mary, is that your WhatsApp or your cell phone?
It's my cell phone. What I gave you.
Okay, so I can just text you from my own phone. That would be great. Okay.
Good.
Well, mucho gusto, and Tuda Bain and everybody else. Grandma Jeannie, we love you, and we'll see you next time. And we'll try to get Tommy on soon again. The real Tommy, but we're going to send this to Tommy for sure. Love you, Tommy. Love you, everybody. And let's end Prohibition together. Jeff Eichen.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Jeff Eichen, over and out. Tuda Bain.